how does it work for you being a mentor and you're guiding others? So then how does that reflect upon oneself that is in this role?
Ah, that's a money question. That's a great question. So the principle I work from is the first person, and the first person and the only person I lead is Suzanne,
Mhm.
right? So the principles that I teach are the principles that I'm required to practice myself, because mindset mastery is not like you do mindset mastery and then you're fixed. It's a constant mastering of my mind, because life changes, there's new events, there's new goals, there's new
Mhm.
circumstances, so I'm always applying what I learned. And that's actually how it was created. Was I needed to find answers in my own life, and I needed
Yeah.
to choose to stop being a victim. I needed to take 100% responsibility. I needed to trust my ability to create something out of an idea.
Mhm.
So these principles are ones that I use, and that's why I know they're effective. And so and the other part of it is, I truly believe that, particularly as entrepreneurs, when we are looking to create influence and impact in the marketplace, it's how we lead ourselves, not what we
Mhm.
tell people about ourselves, but it's how we lead ourselves, how we show up in the world, how people see us day in, day out. It's how we're being in the world that creates influence. So the more effectively I lead myself in different areas of my life, the more
Yes.
impact and influence I have in the world. So for
That's
me,
amazing.
I'm required to practice what I'm teaching, for what I'm teaching to actually have true meaning.
100%. And that's like you said, so that the energy keeps flowing
Right,
and you get that gravitational force of being able to accelerate yourself and as well as, impact others, right?
right,
Because they're seeing that you're not just saying these things, the proof is in the pudding, and you live by these values and principles,
by
right?
these principles, right? And they become second nature for me. And
Hmm.
so I'm a walking product of my own product, as you probably are a walking product of your own product. And what I tell anyone who works with me is, when you go to hire someone, watch their capacity to lead themselves,
Hmm.
right? And so you got referred to me because I was told that this is a leader and he's very effective in what he does. And when I sat down with you, I could see it. And so what we don't often pay attention to is that what we do on a day-to-day basis actually builds or diminishes our credibility, right? Our
100%.
habitual way of being actually builds our credibility or takes away from our credibility. And so mastery says that, if that is the case, let me examine my habitual way of being so I can adjust anywhere in my life that doesn't affect my credibility,
Hmm.
right?
Wow.
So I'll give you a Suzanne pet peeve. So we have this thing called BP time, Black people time,
Yes.
right? I'm just like, you're just late.
Hmm.
You're just late.
Don't blame it on anything. Just
It's
accept
it
it. Take
it
responsibility
and
for it.
but this is the thing that people don't look at in that process. So the constant, persistent act of being late has people relate to you as someone who's consistently late. And if I had a big project to hand over to someone, I'd go, that person's consistently late. They're never on time. Can they hit deadlines? Will they show up to meetings on time? Now you're thinking this is just a way of being. And I'm seeing it as might be the thing that's standing between you and the deal that you want, the opportunity
Mhm.
that you want. And it's a small habitual way of being, but how many small habitual ways of being do each of us have that's standing between you and your greatness, you and an opportunity, you and that thing that you want? That's where I like to do the work. And for some people, it's such a small adjustment in terms of, I didn't even see that. And once they shift it, boom, things shift.
The whole world changes just like that, right?
Yeah.
So That's on the concept of, you know, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Everything,
And,
right?
you know, your word is your bond, right? So these principles are things that a lot of people don't really grasp. Simple task of saying to somebody, hey, I'm going to do this, and you actually show up and commit to it and deliver, right? Because
Absolutely.
again, that energy is what will continue to, you know, blossom.